Hey everyone, my name is Yosafai and welcome to my channel. Now, I just figured I'd post this little video because I've been very neglectful of my channel, and I'm going to try to, from now on, schedule some time to be able to come here and actually be with you all. I just wanted to post this video just because I've been seeing a lot in the news. The latest when it comes to President Trump is the 14th Amendment. Now, a lot of people, I believe, are worried that that means he's going to get rid of it once and for all, which, to be honest, he can't. He can try to redefine it because apparently the 14th the 14th Amendment is basically about citizenship. Now, it said specifically that all those who are born in the U.S. and are naturalized basically get citizenship. And basically, from the top of my head, I'll post something in this video just to show it better. Basically says they have citizenship and are under the jurisdiction of the state. Now, here's the thing. Jurisdiction means if you commit a crime, you are penalized by either by arrest, by fine, by whatever the sentencing is by the judge. You are guilty of a crime, so you must be punished. Now, a lot of people may say, that's, in a way, to me, that's a little harsh. However, this is just a checks and balances for our society. That's basically what criminal enforcement and criminal law is a check and balances so that we keep order during chaotic times. Now, the problem is people, like I said, people are thinking that he might try to get rid of it, but I even read it and I totally do not believe the founding fathers meant for people to have citizenship if for the children especially to have citizenship if the parents are illegals. Now, here's the thing is the fact is that someone from another country can come here legally, work here legally, and then if they want to stay permanently, they have to obviously go through the process. And then once they're naturalized, perfect. But there are some conditions. For some of them, some of the conditions is you have to speak English, or at least learn it, so that you understand enough of it. You have to know U.S. history and U.S. law, and there's probably some others there I don't know because I never had to really research it because I've been born in this country. I am very blessed to be in this country. I could be in another country that freedom of speech is illegal. If you really think about it. Our country is a blessing because we have the freedom of speech. My problem is with some people's speeches it's more of the rhetoric, more of enticing people to do stuff. Now, a lot of people try to blame Trump for his divisive words that inspired the mail bomber. And the mail bomber is not good in general, just by hearing the fact he has a huge list of criminal acts on his rap sheet is the whole point of how much of a criminal he is. And the fact that he is a safety hazard, even though there may be spaces in time in between his acts, is the biggest like red flag in my opinion. But I'm not trying to chime on that. I'm just trying to chime on, we used to condemn people for their own actions. I mean, we are breeding. I hate using that word because it makes us sound like animals, but in a way, we are breeding into this country more and more, and not only just breeding, but indoctrinating more and more people to be the victim and to use the victim card and to do stuff that even us as adults won't do. I mean, to be honest, I'm 30 years old. I wish I can do a lot of stuff in my life, but I can't. I have certain limitations that I have to accept, at least for the time being, and move on and try other stuff, like I'm working on my comic book. I am loving, I have stuff I can do. I love all my friends and family, and I have the utmost respect for everyone. And I love you strangers. I love people in general. That's why it kills my heart, and sometimes I get angry because it kills my heart when people gets bought into any form of ignorance, even if it's like ignorance that flies below your radar. You got to be careful, because especially my problem is, unfortunately, a lot of media is biased. A lot of media. I mean, you've got Fox, which goes heavily Republican, or at least conservative. You've got MSNBC, CNN. You've got ABC. You've got NBC. I don't think I've mentioned them, who are heavily, or at least strongly, on the left. Because just the rhetoric they use, and it just seemed like they all say the same thing. They all use the same wording, and they use all the emotional rhetoric. Now, when I mention rhetoric, I'm talking about the rhetoric of Aristotle. Now, Aristotle had put out these three rhetorics that people use. One, the rhetoric of logos, which means it's logical, which is what I'm basically have been doing for the longest time. Two is pathos, which is emotional rhetoric, which is basically a lot of what the left-leaning does. And I'm sorry if I keep spacing out. I apologize because I'm getting distracted because apparently the lighting keeps changing on me. I apologize, everyone. And three is ethos, which is ethics, meaning what's ethical is what I'm talking about has any ethical value or whatsoever. And this is basically what's being strewn about is from the left, from a lot of the left-leaning media, is a lot of pathos with some ethos, meaning a lot of emotion, trying to hit your emotional buttons with some ethical inside to kind of solidify it. Now, the problem is that there have been members of the left-wing media, or at least media that have been at least some form or way supporting the far left rhetoric, to the point that they just, like I said, they say the same things and they don't always go on the facts. For example, I'm sure Florida is still suffering from the red tide from earlier this year, which apparently I went onto Fox to check it out. And I saw that Fox gave information upon information. They did bring up like some pathos in there, but they mostly hopped on the logos. So basically, they gave me information, statistics, mostly just information. Fact, for example, is that the red tide was never 100% gone away from last year. So that means there was still a little left over, which means that especially I believe the governor has said is they need to get a handle on it in order to do the right thing, in order to stop this impact from being severe. Now, I'm sorry, guys. Now, the CNN, I checked them out. They didn't really say a lot of facts. They just mentioned about the red tide and the impacts it's having on people. Plus, they somehow jumped to some other algae that is basically not a freshwater algae that's basically similar as the red tide, but gives up, I think, more of a bluish. I could be wrong. So if you guys don't mind, just put something down in the comments, especially where you're sourcing it, and I'll take a look and I'll respond to you. I appreciate everything you guys may have to say about me. I don't want any nasty stuff, even though it's gonna happen. I just want us to have a conversation. I just want to talk. That's all. I love you guys I love our country so much. I want it to thrive better. And from my point of view, why are we pushing people to the brink, literally? So, I mean, even when I tried to research how reliable even Fox is, apparently Business Insider has said that Fox and certain networks they're okay, but they have said some wrong information in the past. However, they actually said for certain stations like CNN that basically, in my opinion, it's don't listen to them. They literally said, don't pay too much attention to them. They have been giving false information back to back a lot of times. And so I'm like, okay, if even Business Insider, which is I've looked at them when it came to the issue with the guy being dragged off of the airplane of United Airlines. And yeah, I was like, this isn't cool in the most part, but from what I've understood, he needed to get to a patient and yada yada. Yeah, I also look at it. I have to look at all the aspects. Whereas everyone's been offered money to give up their seat because they've overbooked, which unfortunately is a tactic they are allowed to use. No one really knows that, but they are allowed to use an overbooking system to make the most money. Now, some people are like, well, if some people are like, well, if that's true, then why aren't they giving it to the lower elos, to the bottom people? And it's like, money can only go so far. See, if there are a lot of jobs out there, they need workers to supply it. So it's basically a supply and demand. I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't know at least how much of that I know. I need to research. That's basically what it is. However, basically, all I'm here to say is people, let's make some kind of ability to basically have a conversation. Don't attack with ethos or don't attack with pathos. Try to stay as logos as possible, and basically people want to say, oh, illegal alien children can stay in this country and use our resources to help raise them. Because that's basically what's going on. They're getting school, they're getting everything, because those in the working class, those are working out there, are supplying that money, those funds. Yeah, people don't want to kick out the illegal immigrants because, oh, that's inhumane, and what about the people that coming from these countries who may have suffered from violence, may have suffered from poverty. And you know what? I'm not unsympathetic. The problem is that, especially, there's a source that says that the president of Honduras basically said the caravan is being funded from the left-wing organization in their country, from what it sounded like. Now, in that respect, I wouldn't be surprised if the left wing here will try to force people to take the caravan in and just let them be here. Here's the problem. I kind of have to agree with this guy who stated that they're cutting through drug cartel territory. They're going through. How are they being fed? How are they getting water? How are they not dropping dead like flies? It's because someone's helping them. It's because people who want these guys to disrupt the process wants these guys to come in. But what if by them coming in, it helps have a financial collapse? Think about it. I'm not too into conspiracy theories or really just hypotheticals. This is just one hypothetical that is a little too scary to ignore. So if they want to come here and want to be citizens of here, then why are they not waving the country that they're going to, the flag? They're waving and singing anthems. They're waving flags and saying the anthems of their country, which basically, to put a lack of better words, an invasion. And I'm sure I'm probably hearing drip, drip, drip from people who are snowflakes out there. However, I'm not going to let it bother me, because the problem is just I don't want you all to be like, oh, well, this way or that. Come on, guys. We're old enough for that, especially us millennials. I mean, to be honest, generation, I think what it's called, X or Z, I have no clue. I think it's Z. I believe they're becoming more wiser of what's going on around us, because they have the fortunate ability of seeing a lot of the aftermath. I'm not against our country. I love our country. I'm not against Trump. I may not like him as a human being. However, President Trump is still our president. Okay? And here's the thing, too. People point out, oh, well, the whole Hillary Clinton had the highest popularity. Yes, so did Abraham Lincoln. Oh, people didn't realize that. Yeah, guess what? Abraham Lincoln, when he was running for president, at one point in time, he had the popular votes, but did not get the electoral votes. People don't seem to understand it, and they are just ignorant by circumstance, or just choose to be ignorant. That's why I hate. People, be aware of what's going on around you. Have conversations. Talk to each other. Don't spite each other and cause strife. Just talk. It's like, basically, there's a proverb in the Bible. Iron sharpens iron, which means we talking to each other sharpens our mind, sharpens our speech, everything about us, and may even sharpen our views. So with that, I really hope this comes out all right. You guys have a good day or night wherever you all are. So I love you guys. I thank you for everything. God bless. May God be with you.